So Cliff, you've seen a lot of journalists play the beta here today. Have you gotten any reactions? What are people's feeling about the beta so far?
The reaction seems very, very positive. One of the fun things that the journalists have observed is the fact that it feels crisper and faster than Gears 2, going back to some of the speed of Gears 1 while maintaining some of the control refinements that we were able to put in 2. So I think we're really hitting the best of both worlds. You tie that together with the most polished game we've done yet, with having dedicated servers as well as a beta, and day one you're going to see an incredibly great online experience.
Is the reason for the beta, because a lot of the time it feels like the beta is basically a demo, and yes,
really
a part of the PR. What kind of benefits do you see from having a beta?
The thing about a beta is it's not just about sussing out bugs and finding what's wrong with the game as well as finding the balance, but make no mistake, we will be keeping an eye on the weapon balance. It's also about mind share out there. We live in a very distracted world here in 2011 and beyond where everybody's hanging out in social networking and they're reading websites and doing all sorts of other things. We need to grab people's attention and keep it. And a beta is a great way to find bugs, but it's also a great way to create Uber fans, people who love the franchise, who have a feeling of exclusivity so that they can evangelize the game for us and hopefully day one help sell a lot.
Sounds like you have a nice plan for that as well with the perks, the bonuses that people can unlock through the beta.
We're in a world right now where everybody is actually obsessed with virtual goods. The fact that if you have, a gold gun and I don't have it, I get envious and I want that. We saw this with Gears 2 with the gold Hammerburst and the golden Lancer. Those are selling for $50 US on eBay, which is crazy, and it's not a real thing. But because there's a virtual space, because there's other eyes on it, it becomes valuable. So you have Thrashball Cole that you can unlock in the Gears beta. That's the only way you can unlock them is by playing the beta quite a bit. You have a golden retro Lancer that you can only unlock by playing in the beta. It's our way of saying, hey, we have a cool new gun that actually is kind of tricky to learn, but it's amazing once you master it. Play it and you'll get a shiny version of it.
Because other online games, they're building you up by giving you perks and always leveling you up and always giving that. That is also something you're looking into?
We do have a leveling up system, I like to say the future shooters is RPGs, but largely our stuff is cosmetic. We want the players and the weapons and how it all shakes out to not really be perk based. Let Call of Duty do the whole perk thing, that's their thing. We're more about executions and intimate combat and getting in your face. The thing about Gears 3 is you can actually unlock executions, and executions will give you more XP and more points. The longer executions, more points. So there's a great trade-off of risk to reward that's now implemented in the game.
So I guess you've been working on Gears of War for like the last 7 years?
7 years, yeah.
How big a part of it is of your life is Gears of War?
It's been pretty big and it's been pretty life-changing, right? And for me, it's been a little emotional because when I read the final, final few pages of the third game, which kind of wraps the trilogy, and then I was in the office with Greg, who's our cinematics director, and Rod, our producer, and I saw a cut of the ending. I got a little choked up and I had to kind of pull back because we're bros and I can't be getting all emotional around them. But there's a combination of the cutscene being very cool as well as seeing the last 6 or 7 years of my life wrapped. It was kind of a nice milestone.
So how do you look upon the future for Gears of War and past this trilogy?
Well, this is a business, and there's a saying in Hollywood that the last sequel is the one that fails to make money, but we'll see what happens. I'm a big fan of new IPs, launching Bulletstorm and Infinity Blade. We used to be so much about Unreal until Gears came along. Who knows what the future holds, right? The Gears universe is huge, it's deep, it's wide. We could tell a lot of stories in it, or maybe there'll be something else in the future. Remains to be seen what happens after September 20th, 2011.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.